Hello, everybody. I'm Gemma, and I'll try and re-explain what Gillian just tried to say there. So I have recently just quit my full-time job in the arts, but I'm carrying on working in the arts. So first I want to talk about fear, because it was rather scary. They say that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And I've certainly learnt that lately. Basically, the reason that I wanted to kind of pursue this new route is it's about happiness for me. And about taking the choice to say, not just I can do that job, but I want to do that job, and that job makes me happy. And now to do this, of course, requires quite a lot of support. And I got quite a lot of that from my lovely other half, who's over there taking a photo. Financial support of his big brain, which was fantastic, but it doesn't entirely make the fear go away. So I was trying to figure out what else you need. Direction is certainly something that I felt I needed. I think part of the scariness was that I had all this support and I didn't really know what to do with it. Either I had too many ideas and no focus, or it was a bit of a vicious circle where I was scared no one would like my ideas, so I made up lots of them, which had no relation to each other. And that's the danger of freedom. But it's important to really embrace that freedom too, and take the freedom to change things, to make your own decisions, and to decide what your own personal mission is. So I decided that my personal mission would be about pursuing knowledge, creating experiments, and telling stories. Knowledge. I'm a big history buff. I love all things heritage. I'm really interested in research, and I've used a lot of arts research over the years as part of my career to mainly prove a point to people who weren't getting it. Experiments. I'm all about kind of exploring new things. I'm not one of the, I'm not a fan of those who kind of rehash old ideas, or who think, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We can always move things forwards. We can always try new things out. And all art evolves for me. Stories. Been obsessed with stories from a very young age, and I think that's probably the reason I went to university to study English literature. My dad used to tell me stories about how our family got to where it was today, and I used to be completely fascinated and in awe of him while he was telling these stories. So for me, it's a huge part of what makes us human beings. Now, some of the ways I've been trying to pursue those things recently, so let's start with knowledge. I went to Glasgow's Gilded Age conference recently, which was about the history of the architecture of the city. And that was a really interesting experience, and kind of found out new nuggets of information, including glamour is a Scottish word originally related to magic. There you go. Also, this weekend I was at the Canduco Dance Company Symposium, and picked up quite a few interesting thoughts on dance, and dance as a new knowledge system, an alternative knowledge system to the mainstream, which I thought was really interesting. Experiments. This is an experiment I've been working on for a while. This is a show called Flow. The idea is that dancers and spoken word artists come together to perform spontaneous duets. Every single version of it is an experiment, because we throw something completely different at the artists each time. So I'm working on that to bring that up to Scotland. A new experiment of mine is Wall Projects 2 in Montrose, which is the old rope works. The upstairs space has recently, well, quite a while ago, been converted into a gallery space by artist Gemma Connell. But I'm going to be working in that space to turn it into a performance space, which is quite cool. A new and quite scary experiment, the rest of the world. I will soon be going to Madrid on an international summer school for people who work in the arts to try and work internationally more, which is quite scary for me, but quite fun. I've dabbled with it before. This is the European Festivals Association's General Assembly that I went to a couple of years ago in Sarajevo, and met this fabulous guy here, Premshai, who has become a very good friend of mine, and who kind of taught me how important it is to just literally sit down and have a cup of tea with people and get to know their stories. One way that I've done that recently is through a project called Scrapyard Theatre, Scrapyard invite theatre makers to come together and create a piece of theatre in 2 weeks, sorry. And my team, we did that by sharing our personal stories. And then we really took the bull by the horns, get it? After those 2 weeks, we started to work together and try and plan more ways that we'd be able to create art. And that was really important to me. We become friends whilst we were doing it, and I found a lot of friends through how I work, and those friends have given me more opportunities. This lovely lady here has invited me to Venice in July, again to go and meet some more people to work internationally, which is a fantastic opportunity for me, but she invited me because she's my friend. Twitter. Now, considering what I just said was quite cheesy, this is a bit of a weird one. I am obsessed with Twitter. I absolutely love it, and I think the possibilities with Twitter are completely endless. To give an example, a couple of years ago, I was working on a paper about dance in education. I tweeted it, and someone then offered me their MA thesis to read. So Twitter breaks boundaries, and certainly for me, broke the boundary of asking for something, knowing I couldn't really give anything back to that person. So I found that really, really important, and I'm looking now to break more boundaries so that we can connect together and work together in ways we might have not thought of before. So this is my invitation. Come and have a chat to me, come and connect with me, let's work together. Thank you.